Welcome back to Dark Souls. My name's Gordon, or the Dying Earth. We're gonna miss out the gargoyles today and do that in a later episode, probably the next episode. This episode's gonna be shorter, and if you're an attentive viewer, you might work out why before this video ends. So I got crispied again there by the Hellkite dragon. It's not a drake, it's actually a dragon, and yeah, he seemed to be in a bit of a foul mood today. So what we're going to do instead, rather than go to gargoyles, is go to the Lower Undead Burg. And be careful if you're playing with DS Fix and 60 frames per second, be careful with this ladder. I believe it's one of them that you can clip right through the ground. So hit backspace and go to 30 frames per second if you're going down that ladder. Open the wee shortcut between Upper Undead Burg and Lower Undead Burg. And the circumstances or the fires that are present in Lower Undead Burg raised some questions. Why is there carts on fire? Why are there carts on fire? Why do we have these undead assassins here as well, which we'll encounter in a moment? You can actually see one of the Black Phantom ones further down there. And why are there dogs prowling around and there's none above in Upper Undead Burg? And I think these questions, and we've also, another thing, we've got an NPC, not an NCP as I said the other day. We've got Griggs, the sorcerer's apprentice, locked behind this door. And I think some of these questions can be answered by thinking about an NPC we encountered up above. Before that, I'm about to get toasted again. This time by the undead torch hollows, and that was my own fault. The spear, is it the wing spear I'm using? Yeah, the wing spear really isn't. And again, I get fucking barbecued again. This was what I was talking about the other day, where for some reason or other you trigger this guy when you're running from the bonfire that's just kind of behind me along this bridge to get to the Lower Undead Burg. Sometimes it triggers him, sometimes it doesn't. I don't really know what I mean, obviously running down there is what triggers him, but I'm not sure why he sometimes appears and sometimes doesn't. So we'll pick up this Twin Humanity, it's very much worth it. But yeah, so as I was saying, there's fires down here, and we know that from the irascible and sarcastic undead merchant above, the male one, he makes like comment about, you know, this place is inhabited by foul demons and whatnot, and bull demons, and it used to be a nice place or something along those lines. Anyways, I'll come back to that in a moment. So we've got this undead, this hollow assassin, and this is the Black Phantom version. Really not much different from the normal ones. So nothing really to bear in mind there, I would say. Other than pull him before you go down there, like bring him up towards you to fight him before you trigger all this nonsense. And these assassins have the chance to drop their target shield, and we want the target shield because we're going to need that for Anor Londo and some other areas. The jumping attack is quite useful against these guys because obviously their target shield doesn't have the greatest stability, so you can sometimes break their poise. Their bandit's knife is quite decent as well. The mailbreaker, worthless. Famously, A and B uses that as a counter to work out where he is. New game plus. And I got a fright. Well, I didn't get a fright, but I was surprised that Black Phantom was round there. Because again, I'd forgotten the first time I'd come through here, I'd actually forgotten to enable the mod, and that's something that's easy to do. So just be wary, but mindful of that if you're playing with this Black Phantoms enabled. So the assassins are down here, we know that. There's fire. Did the undead merchant, the male one, hire these assassins and set fire, or did the assassins set fires to draw something out, or to scare something off? We know Griggs was here. Why was he here? maybe earning some extra lucre from the undead merchant coming down here, use his sorceries to clear the area out. I'm not sure if maybe he came down here and encountered the assassins. Why didn't they kill him? Why did they lock him up? Maybe he was like a honeypot, you know, trap or something. Maybe the assassins wanted to lure. This is obviously complete speculation and it goes beyond any evidence that you can find in the game. But if I'm allowed to run wild with my speculations and fantasies, but speculations at least, could we say that the assassins maybe were trying to set up the sorcerer, the one that we're going to encounter later on, the one whose sorceries are apparently legendary in Vinheim, and just like yesterday, I couldn't remember Lautrec's name, and now I've forgotten Big Hat Logan. How could I forget that? So, were they trying to draw Big Hat Logan down here to kill him, knowing that he would maybe come to his apprentice's rescue? Well, probably not, because Big Hat Logan, if they had any knowledge of Big Hat Logan being stuck in Sens or being absent, yeah. Or maybe they're wondering where Big Hat was, so, you know, this was a way to draw him out. Anyway, we pick up this black leather state, and it's pretty good. We're going to use it in now actually, but we're going to be using it, going to make most use of it in Blighttown, in the depths, because it's got poison, high poison resistance and decent bleed resistance, and for its weight it's fairly decent armour. We're going to be you know, chopping and changing weapons and armour sets as we go through the game. And that's not just because ENB has been doing that in these most recent videos, it's just that I would have done that anyway. Yeah, so we're going to, it's not best to use a long thrusting weapon to attack an enemy that's round the corner. So we swap over to the hand axe. Don't get me wrong, by the way, you know, there's a lot of good information and there's a lot to take away from watching ENB's videos, so definitely get a lot of, you know, help and information from watching them, and I'd highly recommend them to everyone else. Same with Silvermont, I highly recommend his videos. Dave Control Live. So this is the female, this is the wife version of the undead male merchant, the more understanding and cheery one that wants to engage in conversation and tell you about the area. Anyway, buy the stuff wrong. Yeah, buy the moss